So now I'm going to show you the same stitch, the whip stitch, but stitched this time on fur. So here we have two pieces of fur. You can see the direction of the nap and the way that the fur hangs. And we're going to stitch them together here along this top edge. So we're going to pull the extra pile and the fur away from the backing so that we have a nice clean edge to work with. Use your fingers to really sort of squish it in there and get it out of your way. So just as before, we're going to start with our needle and thread, and we're going to stitch back to front. Up and around, making sure to take very, very small stitches as close to the edge as possible. We don't want to create a ridge with the seam allowance, so we want to make sure that we're really, really keeping it as small as we can. As we go, that fur is going to want to climb out, so it's a great idea to use your needle to push it back in and make sure that it stays where it's supposed to be. If any gets caught in the seam, it can be picked out later, but it's much easier to go ahead and get it out of your way now. So we'll go ahead and speed up again so you can see all the stitches going in, and you can see the needle pushing that extra pile out of the way to make sure that your fur stays on the right side of the fabric. Keep those stitches even and small. And there you have it. There's your whip stitch seam. You would need to knot off your thread as well. But you can see that we want to keep it really small there. And if you flip it to the other side, you can't see your threads at all. The fur hides that seam very nicely. Of course, in this case, we've made sort of a part with our fur because the nap is going in opposite directions. But if you're going in the same direction, then your fur will hang nicely. Now, if any fur, any of the pile is caught in the seam, just take a pin and pick it out and sort of fluff that seam, and that will hide it even more. And that's how you whip stitch on fur.